I can't believe Carl is painted, but I can't wait to put him back together and bring him home. Hi guys, and welcome back to Ellie's Garage, where my dad and I are restoring a 1965 Ford Falcon to become my daily driver. But we've never done this before. If you're new to the channel, Dad and I just finished painting Carl with the help of the amazing Mr. Ed. But before we can bring him home, we have to put the hood, deck lid, doors, and fenders all back on. We started assembly on the last day of paint when Mr. Ed was actually still in the booth, and I was outside in the garage working on the trunk hinge. Ed's in the booth painting my doors, so I'm gonna start the reassembly. I was worried about putting the hinges back in the same place, but I actually realized it was pretty easy to tell where they had been before, so I got them lined up and tightened back down. Then it was time to get the torsion bars in. Using the tool that I had made a couple episodes ago, Dad had to do the first one. But then I was determined to get the other one in by myself.
Okay?
Yeah. There we go, in the second.
You got it in the second one?
Yeah.
Woo! Torsion bar.
Just when I finished getting the deck lid on, my mom stopped by to Mr. Ed's to see how we were doing, and I got a chance to show her the handprints in person. With the deck lid done, the big task for the day was getting all 4 doors ring hung and aligned. So Bruce helped by chasing some of the hinge threads, and I started taping the door jambs to protect the new paint. Alright, so one of the things we were taught was that you rub the tape on your pants so that when you put it on fresh paint, it won't take the paint off. Another thing we learned was that it was good to put some grease on the surface before you bolted in the hinges, so that they can move easily. And once that was done, it was time to move Carl out to install the doors. So much about installing doors, but one of the big things that Ed taught us was the basics of door alignments.
See on your door head, your door pillars, your body, where most of the body, that's where you're getting this way, okay? Where it goes to the door, that's where you're getting this way.
Oh, yeah, okay.
cool to work through getting the doors aligned just right. And before we knew it, all of the doors were on. Then it was just down to getting the hood and fenders back on, and Carl would be back to being assembled.
it open. Very good.
Nice. All right, there's one.
The next time we were at Ed's, it was surprisingly colder and rainier than it had been previously, but it was finally time to get Carl back home. Our friend Sam from Vintage Steel brought his trailer again, and I was a little nervous when Dad was driving it in. Be careful, Carl. But one thing we didn't think about is how Dad was gonna get out once we got Carl into the trailer.
Yeah, you're not getting out. We'll get you out when we get home.
I could just stay in.
Well,
How
I'll
would
tell you
you
what.
get your
You
car
could
out?
climb over the seat and open the trunk and come out.
That's true.
Covered in wrap.
It's just, this is a convenience package.
Okay. All right.
Please be careful about the paint.
That was a
There we go.
Now is that the way it's gonna happen?
Graceful.
Nice.
You go ahead and get
Once we got back home, Dad did another graceful excursion into the car. And Carl was finally back into the garage.
What does it feel like to have your painted car back in your garage?
Feels like our garage is a mess.
It's great to have Carl back in the garage, and though we have a few minor adjustments to do, like wet sanding the whole car, which isn't that minor, and getting the fenders actually put on properly, that's all for later. For now, what I'm taking out of the garage is that it's good to be home. Special thanks to Mr. Ed, obviously, for painting the car and helping us wet sand in the future. Also, thank you to Sam from Vintage Steel for transporting the car there and back. We really appreciate you both. As always, thank you to my executive producers, Drew Carter and Kevin and Julia. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time in the garage.